ahead of Lok Sabha elections, we have with me Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar. Sir, thank you so much for talking to me. So firstly, I'd like to get in a word regarding the Congress's plan to, eradicate poverty, if that's what, if I can quote Mr. Rahul Gandhi. What do you have to say regarding this, sir?
No, I think the Congress has been trying to do this, which is to hoodwink the poor for the last 65 years. And it is not the first time that the Congress has come up with a slogan. It is not the first member of the dynastic family that has tried to do this, which is fool the poor with a slogan. It was so far Garibi Hatao. They've obviously believe now that they need a new slogan, and they've come up with a new slogan called NYAY. The only people who get justice from the first family of the Congress with all of their poverty schemes over the last 65 years are all those middlemen and all those cronies and friends of the Congress that enrich themselves from these schemes that are ostensibly for the poor, are funded by the taxes of the middle class, but end up only helping a few people close to the first family of the Congress. So I think Rahul Gandhi is belatedly, as he sees his graph sink in these elections, pulling out one more of his fake rabbits out of his fake hat, and the people will dismiss it as yet another Rahulism. And Rahul has become very famous for his Rahulism. So that is that. What the poor of India realize and know fully well is that the last 5 years, Prime Minister Modi has built back the economy, and on the back of that has created a platform to deliver subsidies without corruption, which is the direct benefit transfer. Money reaches the poor and their bank accounts directly. And these benefits that the government under Prime Minister Modi has given is now more than ₹1 lakh per year per family. So Rahul Gandhi's promise of 72,000 is already short of what the Prime Minister has already achieved. And the next 5 years, I am very sure, as the manifesto is released of the BJP, the Prime Minister will lay out what else he is going to do to permanently eradicate poverty. For the BJP, poverty is not a slogan. Poverty is not a constituency of people to fool and use as a vote bank. Poverty is a challenge to address and solve so that all of those people can come out of their lives of poverty and look forward to a life of dignity and prosperity. That is what the Prime Minister and BJP will offer. The Congress is basically lying. They have lied for 65 years, and they want to just try and see if they can do one more member of the family can perpetuate that whole family tradition of lying about the poor and helping the poor.
So, getting in a word from you about the Mission Shakti that was just spoken about just hours ago, what can you tell us about Mission Shakti and the BJP's active involvement in this?
No, look, it is not a program of the BJP. Let us be clear, today is a day where every Indian should be proud, because it is a day where India has demonstrated to the world that it can secure itself not just on land, air and sea as we have demonstrated in the past, but also we can reach to the space if need be to protect ourselves. It is a signal to nations who are using, who plan to use space against India, that our ability to defend ourselves reaches all the way to the space. This is a great day for the scientists of ISRO and the DRDO who have contributed tremendously to make this a reality, and to the political leadership and the determination of Prime Minister Modi that made this technology demonstration a reality.
So coming back to Bangalore South constituency, much was talked about who would be the candidate, and finally we have arrived at a consensus of Mr. Tejasvi Surya. Now, how can you ensure that Tejasvi Surya's the vote bank still remains with the BJP, even though there have been people miffed with the fact that Tejasvi...
These elections, these are Lok Sabha elections, as you know, and the election and every voter, whether it's in Bangalore South or Patna or any other constituency in India today, know that their vote is being cast for who is Prime Minister. So it really is not very relevant whether it is Tejasvi Surya or Tejaswini Anant Kumar or whoever the candidate is. The voters know today that they are voting for Narendra Modi.
So, in the coalition governments or in the coalition when you've joined hands, how will you ensure that MLAs do not jump ships?
No, we are not in any, you mean in the NDA? No, no, I mean, in the NDA, there are many parties. Each party elects its MPs, and MPs are bound by the anti-defection law. And those laws apply to whether they are an NDA MP or they are a Maha Milawat MP or a Congress MP. So the laws apply to all MPs. But what I'm saying is that I am confident today, as is the Prime Minister and as is the BJP leadership, that there will be more than adequate MPs, more than 300 MPs, who will be elected on the BJP plank and Prime Minister Modi's plank of development and prosperity for all Indians.
So then it brings me to the next question of Mandya constituency, where we have seen that Sumalata was contesting as an independent candidate, and now the JDS, could it be the motive of the JDS to bring in 3 other Sumalatas in the constituency?
Look, the BJP has already declared that it is supporting Sumalata, the wife of the late Ambarish, as a mark of respect for the late Ambarish. And that is our position, and that is the position indeed of almost every man, woman and child who's a voter in Mandya, that they believe that the memory of Ambarish and the legacy of Ambarish must be preserved, must be continued through Sumalata, his wife. And they are completely upset that Kumaraswamy is using the death of Ambarish almost as an opportunity to create an extension of his dynasty in Mandya. His son is an outsider to Mandya. He has no business seeking election. He has not done any social service. He has not done any political work. Sumalata belongs to the Ambarish family, enjoys great goodwill. It should have been the case that all political parties came together and supported Sumalata's candidature. That is why the BJP has done so.
So it then comes to the angle of a Mahagathbandhan. Now we see that the Congress-JDS alliance in Karnataka is kind of rickety. Now, on a national level, do you think this will be the case?
Look, the simplest answer to that is the BJP is very clear who its Prime Minister will be. It is clear and it's transparent and it's honest with the people of India. That Prime Minister Narendra Modi is our Prime Ministerial candidate. This so-called Maha Milawat, and we don't call it Mahagathbandhan, Maha Milawat because it is a group of parties which have nothing in common excepting being dynasty parties, don't even know who the leader is. So you are a resident of Bengaluru and you know, for example, what the BBMP in Bengaluru has done to Bangalore. And the BBMP is a coalition between the Congress and the JDS for the last 3 years. Now imagine that on a national scale, where everybody is looting, everybody is exploiting, everybody is making money, everybody is doing his little narrow political gain, and nobody cares about the people, nobody cares about the voter, nobody cares about the country.
So I now have a question regarding the diary. This came just after a day when you tweeted about a journalist who said there is a BJP person with a diary. So do you think it's a tactic by the Congress to use the same kind of narrative to kind of blur the eyes of the voters?
No, I said this, I've said this many times. I've been saying this in 2017, December, that the Congress has perfected one new strategy that they've learned in the classrooms of Cambridge Analytica, which is when you are confronted with an issue for which you don't have an answer and you're on the back foot, quickly change the topic and quickly change the narrative to something else. So when you are confronted with the son-in-law's corruption, talk about pro-poverty. When you are confronted with a real diary which has got names of SG, RG, AP, MV, cook up another diary. So this is a strategy of the Congress. For some people fall for that strategy. I think most Indians don't. Increasingly, media is seeing through it. In the early days, I think even the media was, in a sense, falling for it. But that is their strategy. Divert attention from the truth. Use a lie to divert the attention. People are now saying, no, that is a lie. Get back to the truth.
So Mr. Yediyurappa had said that in the Lok Sabha they are confident of winning 22 out of 28 seats, which then he said that he would wait for the government to topple and then the BJP would form the government in Karnataka. What do you have to say regarding that?
No, look, let us be clear about one thing. The government that is in Karnataka today does not enjoy a mandate. The Congress in 2018 elections was rejected by the people. JDS never had anything close to a mandate. two negative mandates don't come together and create a positive mandate. So there is no doubt in anybody's mind that this government is not a government voted for by the people. This is a government that has been glued together by the mutual love of corruption and nepotism. So what Mr. Yediyurappa is saying is not what he himself is thinking. He's only reflecting what the vast majority of people in Karnataka think.
So if the BJP does form the government in Karnataka, then is Mr. Yediyurappa the CM candidate?
100%. He is our party president. He is our leader. He took us into the 2018 elections. We had a significant performance in the 2018 election. We fell short by a few seats. He is our leader, and I see no reason for that to change. No, the issue for BJP is very clearly the performance and the track record of Prime Minister Narendra Modi over the last 5 years. We believe that the report card of Prime Minister Modi, whether it is on the issue of economy, whether on the issue of poverty alleviation, whether it's an issue of security, is a report card that is worthy that of the people of India. And it is purely on the basis of that development record that Prime Minister Modi is seeking re-election. And there is, it is because that there are no answers to those that report card that the opposition keeps raising extraneous issues.
So there we had the Member of Parliament Rajeev Chandrasekhar speak to us and tell us about the different scams that could come in the way of the voters and that could blind them while voting. And he speaks of the larger picture where the nation does want Prime Minister Narendra Modi to come back in power. With video journalist Karthik Gowda, I'm Supriya Krishnamurthy for MyNation.